Pickleball isn't just growing, it's exploding. From local courts to sold-out arenas, it's become one of the fastest rising sports in the world. But beyond the rankings, beyond the medals, what truly shaped this game are the unforgettable moments. The sparks that lit a fire across a community. Moments like a serve so unpredictable it had to be banned, a teenage prodigy sweeping every title in sight, comebacks that left fans in tears, rallies so intense they broke the internet. These aren't just matches, they're turning points. Stories of innovation, domination, and pure heart that changed the course of pickleball history. In this video, we're counting down the most iconic, game-defining moments that made pickleball what it is today. This is more than a highlight reel. This is a tribute to the players and plays that reshaped the sport forever. 2023 PPA Finals. Waters versus Parenteau. The 2023 PPA Finals delivered what many now regard as the most electrifying women's singles match in pickleball history. Anna Leigh Waters versus Catherine Parenteau. This was more than a match. It was a fierce psychological and physical showdown that tested every ounce of stamina, intelligence, and resilience in both athletes. Anna Leigh Waters, already a prodigy at just 16, entered the match with the intention of reaffirming her status as the queen of pickleball. Her explosive footwork, powerful forehand drives, and fearless net rushes were on full display. Catherine Parenteau, on the other hand, brought her veteran savvy and strategic depth, using well-placed dinks, sideline precision, and court awareness to constantly disrupt Waters' rhythm. The match extended to 3 grueling sets, each filled with edge-of-your-seat moments, impossible gets, cross-court winners, and intense crowd eruptions. Parenteau saved multiple match points with surgical backhand blocks and mental grit, while Waters countered with aggressive attacks and a relentless tempo. In the end, Waters clinched the victory with a flurry of deep baseline drives that Parenteau couldn't recover from. The showdown drew record-breaking viewership and social media engagement, serving as an iconic moment that showcased the peak of women's pickleball. It wasn't just a match, it was a symbol of the sport's rising intensity and global potential. Johns vs. McGuffin Showdown, 2022 PPA Championship. Ben Johns and Tyson McGuffin have built a rivalry that defines men's singles pickleball. And their 2022 PPA Championship encounter was arguably the zenith of that tension. The atmosphere was electric, the stands packed with fans eager to witness greatness unfold. The match had all the ingredients of a classic: long, tactical rallies, lightning speed hands battles, intense body language, and crowd roars at every momentum shift. Tyson McGuffin started strong with an aggressive baseline game, firing heavy topspin drives and pushing Johns deep into defensive positions. Known for his high-energy presence, McGuffin made the court feel like a battleground. But Johns, with his cold composure and multi-dimensional game, began to counter with masterful drop shots, unreturnable angle volleys, and deft sideline placements. The match swung dramatically, with both players saving multiple match points and rallying through breathtaking 20-plus shot exchanges. Each game had mini-dramas, McGuffin yelling in triumph after winners, Johns silently fist-pumping after pinpoint resets. In the end, Johns edged out McGuffin in the deciding set with an unforgettable lob volley combo that left the crowd speechless. This match didn't just define the 2022 season, it redefined the level of athleticism, mental focus, and drama that modern pickleball demands. Dallas Clash, the rise of team drama. The Major League Pickleball, MLP, Dallas Clash wasn't just a team tournament. It was a spectacle of chemistry, strategy, and collective grit. The MLP format introduced a fast-paced, point-based team system that blurred the lines between individual and team brilliance. The 2023 Dallas Clash was its crown jewel. Teams like Clean Cause and Black Back faced off with stacked rosters featuring names like Ben Johns, Colin Johns, Anna Leigh Waters, and Catherine Parenteau. Each game, singles, gender doubles, and mixed, had implications that shaped the entire match score. The most talked about moment came during the mixed doubles final. The score was tied, and all momentum led to a dream breaker, a singles shootout format that put each team member into one-on-one duels. The crowd, on their feet, cheered every point like it was championship match point. The Dreambreaker went back and forth, filled with strategic substitutions and nail-biting pressure. Ultimately, Team Clean edged out the win in the Dreambreaker, showing that team dynamics and emotional synergy matter just as much as individual skill. This clash elevated the profile of team events in pickleball, hinting at a future where franchises, fans, and team loyalties may become the norm. Zane Navratil's spin serve debut, 2021. Rule-bending moment. Innovation doesn't always ask for permission. Sometimes, it just shows up on the court. That's exactly what happened in 2021, when Zane Navratil, already known for his unconventional style, dropped a bombshell on the pickleball world: the spin serve. At first glance, it seemed like any other serve, until you saw the ball twist in mid-air, bend unnaturally, and explode off the bounce in wild directions. Zane had mastered a technique that involved snapping his wrist while simultaneously generating extreme topspin and sidespin through a deceptive toss. The effect was devastating. Opponents struggled to track the ball. Some mishit entirely, while others couldn't predict whether the ball would dive or kick. In his debut pro match using the serve, Zane racked up ace after ace, turning service games into highlight reels. Social media lit up with clips. Fans slowed down replays, coaches analyzed his grip, and even pros started experimenting. In a sport where service used to be just a way to start the rally, Zane made it into a weapon. But the magic didn't last long. Governing bodies quickly stepped in, calling it a gray area that violated the spirit of the game. After months of heated debate and rulebook rewrites, the spin serve was officially banned in most competitive formats. But by then, the damage, or rather the impact, had been done. Zane had introduced a new era of creativity and controversy. Even though his spin serve was short-lived, it left a permanent mark. That moment wasn't just about a new technique. It was a wake-up call. Zane Navratil proved that one player's imagination could shake an entire sport. 4-title weekend, total domination, PPA Florida Grand Slam. The stage was set, but nobody expected what was about to unfold. Anna Leigh Waters, still in her teens, was already considered one of the best. But over one unforgettable weekend, she didn't just win, she owned the sport. She entered 4 events: women's singles, women's doubles, mixed doubles, and the team event. She left with all 4 titles. In singles, she dismantled the field. Her footwork was electric, her paddle movement precise, and her mental focus laser sharp. Match after match, she cut down seeded players with blistering forehands and pinpoint backhand flicks. But she wasn't done. In doubles, paired with veteran Parenteau, Waters showed off strategic discipline. Their court positioning was a masterclass, playing stacked, poaching at the net, and resetting under pressure. They didn't just win matches, they made them look easy. In mixed doubles, with Ben Johns by her side, Waters hit another gear. Their chemistry? Flawless. She knew where he'd be before he even moved. One moment, they'd be defending off a tough third shot drop, and the next, a blur of counterattacks and flying urns. Their final match ended in a thunderous roar, with Waters slamming a forehand put-away that nearly tore the net. Then came the team finals, the emotional crescendo. It was tense. Everything was on the line. Waters played the anchor match. With the crowd chanting her name, she locked in. And when she hit that final forehand winner down the line, she fell to her knees, her teammates rushing to her in celebration. That weekend redefined what dominance looks like. 4 titles, 1 player, 1 weekend. A moment for the ages. 2022 U.S. Open Final. Johns Brothers versus Wright and Newman. The 2022 U.S. Open Men's Doubles Final wasn't just a match. It was a cinematic battle, a showcase of grit, teamwork, and technical brilliance. It featured the game's royalty, the Johns brothers, Ben and Colin, versus the dynamic duo of Riley Newman and Matt Wright. From the first serve in Naples, Florida, the atmosphere was electric. Fans packed into every seat. The players weren't just competing, they were waging a war of strategies. The Johns brothers leaned into their trademark chemistry. Years of sibling intuition allowed them to anticipate each other's moves. One would poach while the other reset. One took the net while the other covered the baseline. Their precision resets neutralized Wright's driving forehands. Meanwhile, Ben's sneaky flicks and daring speed-ups kept Riley guessing. But Newman and Wright didn't fold. They brought heat. Riley, known for his explosive hand battles, challenged Ben at the kitchen line, while Matt, the cerebral playmaker, lobbed at just the right moment, shifted formations, and played mind games. The match stretched to a dramatic tiebreaker after splitting games. Then came the rally, 32 shots long, fast, unpredictable, exhausting. Colin ended it with a body shot that erupted the crowd into a standing ovation. In the dying moments, Ben Johns took over. He absorbed speed-ups, changed direction mid-air, and placed a cross-court winner just out of reach. The Johns brothers stood victorious. It wasn't just another title. It was a war won. A match people still talk about as one of the greatest doubles finals in pickleball history. 2023 Nationals Men's Doubles, Johns & Johnson versus Newman and Wright. The 2023 Nationals brought something rare. An unpredictable final featuring the established giants Wright and Newman, facing a newly forged alliance between Ben Johns and J.W. Johnson. J.W. was the rising star, young, powerful, and precise. Many wondered, could he mesh with Ben's methodical style? Could experience and raw talent coexist under pressure? The answer came immediately. From the first serve, rallies were lightning fast, 20-30 shots deep. JW unleashed baseline power that rattled Newman, while Ben, ever the maestro, manipulated time at the kitchen. He dinked not just to stay in the rally, but to set traps. One moment calm, the next, boom, flick and fire. Newman and Wright adjusted. Matt reset the pace. Riley went all in, flying urns, fearless attacks. But Johns & Johnson answered. JW hit 2 back-to-back urns, each louder than the last. The second landed like thunder, shifting momentum. At 9-9 in the third set, nerves crept in. Errors started sneaking into Wright's game. Ben sensed it. He drove a low backhand roll that caught the tape, popped up, and died on the other side. That point sealed it. The win sent shockwaves. The top dogs had been dethroned by a hybrid team no one expected to click this fast. It was more than a title. It was a message. Change is coming. Newman's comeback match. PPA Desert Ridge 2023. After months away from the game, Riley Newman had become a question mark. He'd stepped back due to injury and personal reasons, and by the time 2023's PPA Desert Ridge tournament rolled around, fans weren't sure what to expect. What they got was fireworks. Partnered again with Matt Wright, Riley faced the surging Johnson brothers in the semifinals. It was a pressure cooker. Speed, aggression, angles. But Riley thrived on it. From the start, he played like the months off had only sharpened his edge. His hands were unreal. He picked balls off his shoelaces, volleyed above his head, and dared opponents to challenge him at the net. One rally became an instant viral sensation. Riley deflected 4 full-speed drives in a row, reset one mid-air, and smashed a two-handed backhand winner that had the entire arena on its feet. He yelled. He chest-bumped. He returned. When they won the match, Riley dropped to his knees. The emotion poured out. It wasn't just a win. It was redemption. A comeback of heart, strength, and resilience. Riley Newman's Desert Ridge return reminded everyone, form is temporary. Class is permanent.
Paris Todd's breakup performance, early 2023.
It's one thing to be a promising talent. It's another to announce your arrival with authority. That's what Paris Todd did in early 2023. Once a junior tennis prodigy, she entered the PPA circuit with high expectations, But during a fiery quarterfinal match against a top 5 player, she exceeded even the boldest predictions. Todd's movement was explosive. Her forehands ripped with topspin, her court awareness, years beyond her experience. She dictated rallies like a seasoned pro, not a newcomer. Then came the semifinal, a battle with Anna Bright that became one of the most watched women's matches of the year. It had everything: 30-shot rallies, cross-court firefights, emotional swings, and unbelievable court coverage. Todd didn't win the tournament, but she won something bigger: respect. She'd proven she wasn't a sideshow, she was main stage. Her fearless playstyle lit a spark, and within days, she became a name on everyone's radar. That weekend launched her career and ignited a new era in women's pickleball. Ben John's Golden Slam year, 2021. Every sport has its legends, but only a few achieve perfection. In 2021, Ben Johns did just that. A Golden Slam. Every major title in one calendar year. Singles, men's doubles, mixed doubles, total dominance. He wasn't just winning, he was dismantling fields, solving problems in real time, and rewriting the tactical playbook. In singles, he moved like a chess master, setting up patterns, drawing errors, and striking with robotic precision. His calm under pressure made him nearly impossible to rattle. In doubles, his synergy with Colin and Simone Jardim was unmatched. They rotated like clockwork, covered for each other seamlessly, and made elite teams look ordinary. But the real drama came during the national championship. Down in several matches, Ben clawed back each time, not with brute force, but with icy calm. One match point saw him flick a disguised backhand slice down the line. His opponent never moved. When he sealed his final win of the season, the crowd stood in thunderous applause. It wasn't just about trophies. It was about witnessing history. Ben Johns didn't just have a great year, he had the year.
These aren't just moments, they're milestones.
Each one shaped the landscape of pickleball in a unique way. Whether through controversial innovation, pure dominance, emotional comebacks, or generational breakthroughs, these players turned courts into theaters of history. Now we turn it to you. Which moment gave you chills? Which one deserves the crown of most iconic? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Like if you relive the thrill, and don't forget to subscribe, because the next era of pickleball greatness is already unfolding.